What to the American slave is your 4th of July? Frederick Douglass asked this question 173 years ago. But if I'm being honest, I understand today we're supposed to light fireworks, salute the flag, burn something on the grill, but I feel like he did 173 years later. And I'm sure there are a lot of Americans that feel like that too. Because how do we celebrate freedom when we're watching the government strip away food access, healthcare access to America's most vulnerable communities? Because how can we celebrate liberty when the House and the Senate just passed a piece of legislation? But once again, it prioritizes corporations and America's wealthy and elite over the people, the vulnerable people, the working people of the United States. This isn't just about history. It's about who gets to celebrate freedom today and who 173 years later, 249 years later, still can't fill the promises of the Declaration of Independence. I'm the real Cameron E. And if you have been watching this series since June 19th, thank you. Let's finish this Civic season by diving into a truth, a harsh truth, America still struggles with facing from its past. It's July 5th. 1852. 2 years after the passing of the Fugitive Slave Act, enslaved Black people are still being hunted, even in free states. Frederick Douglass, a formerly enslaved Black man, a great abolitionist, and an even greater American orator, is giving a keynote address at an Independence Day event in Rochester, New York, to a group of abolitionists. A little bit about Frederick Douglass. He was born Frederick Augustus Washington Bailey in 1818. Escaped slavery, taught himself how to read and write, wrote his own autobiography, and became a leading voice in the fight for abolition in this country. He founded the North Star newspaper and spoke with such a burning passion that it could not just light up rooms, but fire up nations. But on that day, he refused to play along. He refused to believe that the 4th of July was meant for everyone. This 4th of July is yours, not mine. You may rejoice. I must mourn. Douglass praised the founding fathers for their vision outlined in the Declaration of Independence. Yes, but he condemned the hypocrisy of celebrating freedom and independence while millions were still enslaved and in captivity. America is false to the past, false to the present, and solemnly binds herself to be false to the future. He called out the Christian churches that blessed slavery. He mocked the need to debate whether slavery was morally wrong. And in his speech, he exposed the gap between American principles and American practices. What to the American slave is your 4th of July? I answer, a day that reveals to him more than all other days in the year the gross injustice and cruelty to which he is the constant victim. And y'all, here we are 173 years later, still asking, what does freedom mean if it was never meant for all of us? You think that speech is outdated because there was a civil war that ended slavery, the civil rights movement that on paper ended discrimination and segregation, or even that this nation saw its first Black male president. Let's talk about what just happened. Congress just passed what's being called the Big Beautiful Bill. And in Trump's own words, he says that this bill will be one of the most successful pieces of legislation in history. But I ask you, successful for who? Big corporations, millionaires, manufacturers, high earners, and for that top 1%, gains of over $290,000 a year. But what about the poor, the uninsured, the hardworking Americans struggling to provide for their families? They're getting cut off. This bill is set to slash Medicaid. This will be one of the largest cuts in U.S. history. It enforces new work requirements for Medicaid and even for SNAP, which will threaten food access for millions of Americans. Student loans are being capped. Your children's social security numbers are being used to open a saving account that you have no access to. And within a decade, over 10 million people could be left uninsured. So today, while America celebrates freedom, millions of people are losing theirs. And I don't know how we can celebrate liberty today when basic survival is now conditional. See, Frederick Douglass wasn't just speaking to the people in 1852. His words were a profound warning for our future as a country. The conscience of the nation must be roused. The hypocrisy of the nation must be exposed, and its crimes against God and man must be denounced. His speech, albeit at the time, was addressing the institution that was slavery. I like to think that it still applies to the systems today, such as mass incarceration, the economic inequality, educational gatekeeping, voter suppression, the rollback of civil rights, and the violence that keeps repeating. We as a nation cannot continue to hold on to the glee of patriotism without addressing the grief of our reality. But just like Douglass did at the end of his speech, I won't leave you all in despair. Understanding the dark picture, I do not despair of this country. He believed change was possible, not because of what America was, but because of what it claimed to be in the Declaration of Independence. He said that knowledge had once been confined to the privileged few, but now information and intelligence was spreading around the nation. And that right there is the point of this series: to spread truth, to challenge our typical American myths we're taught in our textbooks, and to invite people who rarely feel like they have a place in our American history into the real freedom story. Because before America turns 250 years old, we need to ask what those 250 years meant for the following groups: Black Americans, people of color, women who still lack bodily autonomy, immigrants, children, the poor, the forgotten labor of the American machine, and everyone who funds this country but is denied its promises. There's a quote by someone that says, "Concealment of historical truth is a crime against the people." This 4th of July, I challenge you to read Frederick Douglass's speech, to engage and learn from a perspective and experience that differs from your own, and to stop pretending that freedom has been a default in this country. It's always been the exception. And we, as people of different experiences and backgrounds who were not included in the promises of this nation, need to come together to change that. So that concludes my series for this Civic season. Make sure that you subscribe, like, comment, and share if any of these episodes has taught you something. And if you missed the episode, you can always go back and watch the full Freedom Story playlist now. Because this Civic season might be over, but we're not done telling the truth yet. We're just getting started. So happy 4th to those who it applies to. But for everyone else, stay connected to community and love, stay sharp, stay educated, and remember, we get to real change when we ask real questions. Thanks for watching.